O meu pai matou minha mãe por quê? Eu matei na cadeia, não foi na rua, eu tava preso já. Eu fiquei 42 anos preso, com o gemado, aí eu jurei vingança no caixão da minha mãe.
The criminal turned YouTube sensation started his own channel after his release from prison over a period of 45 years. But why commit such heinous crimes? Why only target the criminals? And why kill his father? Today we fumble through the life of Pedro Rodrigues Filho, aka the Brazilian Dexter, South American Punisher, arrested for killing around 100 bad guys. What was his motive for pursuing and killing exclusively suspected bad guys? Psychologists are digging into his mind to sort out what made him snap and become a killing machine. He served 45 years in prison, but that didn't stop him from achieving his goals of killing predators and murderers, giving them what he believed the justice system failed to give. He continued to brutally murder inside the walls. Arrested in 1973, the bloodthirsty killer was released in 2007, even though he'd been sentenced to a staggering 126 years in prison. But he wasn't a free man for long. He was sentenced to another 8 years in prison in 2011 on charges of inciting riot and deprivation of liberty. This dangerous criminal was released again in 2018 and is now a Brazilian celebrity running a YouTube channel called Pedrinho Ex Matador, commentating on modern crimes while educating the public that criminal acts are not something to be proud of. But what made this person turn to such atrocious crimes that only targeted murderers, rapists, and criminals? What made Pedro stab his own father 22 times and carve out his heart to on it? Well, many twisted minds are nourished since childhood by circumstances they're thrown into. Filho was born on the 17th of June 1954 with a damaged skull, which his own father was to be blamed for. He physically abused his mother while she was pregnant with him. He spent his whole childhood under fear and hatred of his father, constantly being beaten by his own father instead of receiving the love and contentment he needed. The hatred inside him grew with time, and Filho said the urge to kill started at age 13, the time when hormones are raging and puberty strikes. He claimed that he tried to murder his cousin by pushing him in a sugarcane press after having a heated argument with him that became physical. But luckily for his cousin, Filho failed at attempted murder. His first kill was a year later. He shot the deputy mayor of Santa Rita do Sapucaia in front of the city hall. He had his father fired, a school guard, for accusing him of stealing food from the kitchens. A month later, he killed the guard at school as a revenge, believing him to be the real thief. Rodrigues met a woman named Maria Aparecida Olimpia, who was part of a gang in the slums of Brazil. She would let him track down and kill gang members. She and their unborn child were brutally murdered by rival gang members. Rodrigues planned to kill everyone involved in that crime. He committed a massacre during a wedding where everyone was present, turning that white wedding into a red one. He and his gang fatally shot 7 members and injured 16 others. Despite being an inmate, Filho killed over 47 prisoners over the course of his imprisonment. He was known as the killer who kills criminals and the South American Punisher. In one of his attacks, Filho was ambushed, but he overpowered him, killing 3 and injuring 2. Some inmates were randomly chosen as targets. He claimed that he killed one cellmate because he was snoring too much, which made him angry. Another was killed because Rodrigues didn't like his face, which is quite a reason to kill someone. It was thrilling to kill another criminal, and it gave him satisfaction. In a 2012 interview with journalist Marcela Rezende, Rodrigues showed his skull deformity, which was minor just with his hairline. Psychologists say that with his brain injury coupled with his traumatic childhood devoid of parental affection led him to become the ruthless serial killer that fed on killings through revenge. In a book, Serial Killers Made in Brazil, by Brazilian criminology expert Yana Kazoy, he was called an avenger and stated in the book that when someone disobeys his code of ethics, he has his own particular solutions which don't follow the law. However, that statement contradicts the tattoo on his arm, "I kill for pleasure." In another interview with a reporter for Brazilian TV station Read the Record in May 2012, Rodrigues said, "It's as if I was unloading myself. I feel a relief, no emotion." Wow, that man really didn't feel any remorse. One might wonder why a criminal would start a YouTube channel. Since his release in 2018, he started posting videos and became popular rapidly. He started to discuss current crimes and his goals. He had claimed that he doesn't regret any of his murders, but he does regret that he lived the life of a criminal, wrapped up in a vortex of murdering one criminal after another. He covered his tattoo up after he left prison. He didn't only discuss current crimes, he also went on a podcast and explained what happened between him and his father that made him end his life.
Meu pai matou minha mãe por quê? Porque foram falar pra ele que minha mãe tinha traído ele.
He mentions in a Cometa podcast streamed live on May 28, 2021, as he recounted the time his father butchered his mother.
Mentira, minha mãe era Dexter do Brasil, 12 anos na época. Mentira, sendeiro, entendeu?
Mentira.
Aí meu pai vai e destruiu minha família toda. Matou minha mãe, só não matou meus irmãos, eu tava preso já. Só não matou meus irmãos porque meu irmão saiu correndo pra fora, os vizinhos recolheram. Mas ele ia matar todo mundo. Pra matar na cadeia, não foi na rua, eu tava preso já. Eu fiquei 42 anos preso.
Aí vocês nem chegaram a conversar lá dentro, já chegou?
Não, eu tava no Pavilhão Nova, vim em Sumaré.
Aí já chegou.
Eu vim em Sumaré, que eu tinha muitos crimes na comarca de Mogi das Cruzes. Aí eu arrumei um bem bolado lá, cheguei até a cela do meu pai.
Você não tinha uma relação boa com ele já, né?
Desde rua.
Nunca
ele brigar com a minha mãe, se baratou. E ele tinha medo de mim, né? De eu tirar a vida dele, né? Ele esperou ir pra cadeia. Com o gosto gemado, aí eu jurei. Vingança no caixão da minha mãe. Que eu... O bico do coração, foi o que eu fiz. Foi vingança, mas não que eu engoli.
He called his father a hard worker and that he hadn't killed anyone else.
Porque meu pai e a família do meu pai não gostava da minha mãe. Tá? A família deles não gostava. E era época de Natal, meu pai recebe abono das crianças, pagamento, abono. Meu pai foi lá, pra Água Funda, na casa da família dele lá, acenderam. Sobre a minha mãe, tudo, entendeu? E aí ele voltou, foi quando ele matou minha mãe, ia matando meus irmãos também, meus irmãos saíram correndo, entendeu? Tomaram tudo o dinheiro, abono das crianças, pagamento, a bicicleta dele.
Rodrigues targeted many criminals. He would hunt them down by searching their names and addresses before killing them brutally, taking the lives of those he believed deserved the ultimate sentence. He had stated that his favorite way to murder criminals was by stabbing or hacking them to death with blades. One has many ways to calm themselves down, or let that anger out by breaking something, leaving a room, a cry, maybe a scream, but not the Brazilian Dexter. Rodrigues would capture and torture drug dealers and career criminals to death whenever he felt uncontrolled rage. Sometimes he changed his MO by copying the MO used by his victims, an eye for an eye, during his own crimes. And as you know, he tracked down his own father in jail. He thought out the plan, stabbing him ruthlessly 22 times, just like his father had killed his mother, stabbing her with a machete. He avenged his lover by going on a rampage that was well thought of and shot 7 people in a single day. He's attempted to kill many people, many of whom had either survived a fatal shotgun or escaped his clutches. 16 of the gang members from the massacre at the wedding survived. Many of the victims were killed for unknown reasons. Around 11 criminals were killed during his time in prison, and some of them decapitated. One wonders what went through a killer's mind when he killed a predator in a police car in 1973, when both of them were arrested. The rage he felt towards predators was enormous. It could have been a trigger from his childhood when he couldn't protect his mother from his father, when he physically abused her, or when his girlfriend and unborn child were killed by a rival gang. A killer who kills criminals has his life on the line too, and for this reason, he was attacked in prison many times. He killed 3 inmates and attempted to kill 2 others who survived. Rodrigues attempted to kill fellow serial killer and predator Francisco de Assis Brera in prison, but he survived. João Acácio da Costa, a serial killer and robber, was bludgeoned with an unspecified object. he survived as well. Attempted to kill Josmani Ramos, a murderer and bank robber. Filho once claimed that his body count exceeded 100 victims, though this claim was never confirmed by authorities. The number of people he killed is something even he can't keep account of. Filho has only a total of 71 confirmed killed victims. He was described by psychiatrists as the perfect psychopath, though others prefer to classify him as a sociopath instead. A psychological report diagnosed Filho with paranoid and antisocial traits. A vigilante killer or a psychopathic serial murderer? What do you think? Drop it in the comments down below.